What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and I just purchased my dream supercar, and so did all of my buddies. And so in this video, we're going to explain why and give you a test drive of all of our brand new supercars. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it.
First of all, I think we need to comment on the fit.
Very nice, very nice. So today's video is gonna be a little unique because we all just spent a substantial amount of money on purchasing our dream cars, and we're gonna justify that purchase and also take you along for the ride of the story of how we got the cars, and the majority of the video will just be you experiencing the cars with us. All right, guys, so first off, I wanna go and show you both my buddies' brand new cars. My new car is right here in the garage, but we're gonna save that till the end because this is a car I've wanted for a long time, and honestly, one that I never thought I would have the courage to purchase. And so in this video, I'm gonna explain why I finally pulled the trigger and kind of a crazy story of how it all came about. But first, let's go for a ride. Who should we do first, Garrett or Mark?
Okay.
Let's do Mark. Let's go. Over the last 2 years, has it even been 2 years? Maybe even less than 2 years.
No, it's been
about a year and a half. So not last summer, but the summer before, I lost my mind and purchased the Stradman C8 Corvette.
Shall we take first spin? Yes. Let's do it.
Which Garrett also kind of pushed me into doing. He helped me justify that decision. And then I kind of lost my mind. I went to the Ferrari, the Tesla, what other cars did I own in that time period? I bought the new Taycan. We've bought a lot of cars and moved through it. The Plaid. And in this video, we're gonna kind of share how it's been such a huge blessing and why we've done it. But now, this last year, all of my buddies have done the same thing. And so Mark, you wanna introduce your brand new car?
Yeah, I just got this brand new, I guess it's not brand new, it's 2017 Audi R8 V10. And it's been a lot of fun. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I have. I drive it every day.
Let's go. Let's go for a ride.
Hey, Mark needs to try on my clothes and lay across the background.
It's chilly.
It is cool.
So Mark, first off, this was a very large purchase.
Yeah.
It was purchased, or at least your monthly payment is covered by passive income.
Correct.
You own how many rentals now?
8.
8 rentals. Let's go. You probably know Mark if you follow the channel. Mark has worked with me the last, is it 6 years now?
This will be my 5th year.
5th year. And he's an absolute stud, leads multiple teams out in Texas that crush it in door-to-door pest control, and then he's crushed it in purchasing real estate. What were the biggest reasons you determined that this car would be a good purchase?
When Chandler pulled me into his office and said, "You need to buy a car."
Oh, is he? You can't blame it all on me.
I've been looking at R8s for a while, and everyone was buying cars, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it now with all my buddies, and it's been a dream come true. So
definitely. Well, and I think that purchasing a car, especially these higher end cars, has a very negative connotation because it's like you're being gluttonous or you're being irresponsible. And in this video, one of my goals is to help you understand how financially these cars have actually been a very good business decision for all of us. And so we're gonna hit on that, but first of all, we gotta go for a ride.
Should we start her up?
Let's do it. Oh, so good. I'm excited and also nervous. I'm gonna hold the camera tight. I've seen Mark drive this, but this is my first test drive.
This is the first time in here?
Yeah. That sounds so good. So this car has a custom exhaust that was put on aftermarket. What else does it have?
It's actually lower 2 inches, so it's got like a Lamborghini feel to it. It's got the white diamond stitching.
Let's go.
Up top. It's a V10, and the elevation in Idaho is we're a lot higher, so I don't know exact horsepower, but I think at sea level it'll pull 600 horsepower.
That's incredible. Such a cool car. Well, I know on the channel especially, I've had lots of people that come for real estate, and they're like, Chandler, why are you being irresponsible and spending money on cars? And there are a couple things that I've learned while owning cars, especially the higher end cars like this. First thing, is the sound, the experience, like walking out to your car every day And you tell me if you feel this way too, but I feel like it's this immediate confidence boost and just like endorphin rush of happiness every single day when you go to work. Yeah. Like it's very hard to roll up to work in an R8 and have a bad day.
It's true. It's true.
So that's the first reason. The next reason is they really command respect. Like when I've rolled up to business meetings or settings where maybe, you know, I'm the young guy or they don't know a lot about me. It's funny and it shouldn't be this way, but the car you drive, it really does give an added level of respect. And I'm not saying that you can't get that otherwise, but we talk a lot in sales about frame control. And when you roll up in a really nice car, it immediately gives you the frame, especially even if you roll up with someone that is considerably more experienced or wealthy than you, but you roll up in one of these cars, there's this instant sense of like, oh wow, like I respect them, they know or have or control something that I don't in my life because they had the guts. And a lot of times people will twist that and be like, oh, they're irresponsible or they're foolish. But really, it doesn't matter what people say, it gives you the frame in a relationship. Yeah. All right, we're ready to try this?
Yeah.
Give her. Oh my goodness, this is really scary. Slow down, slow down. Oh my goodness. This thing is gonna rip, it like feels like it's gonna rip your face off. This is incredible.
You can definitely feel it.
Wow.
I think the best part about owning this car is the experiences that you can give to people, and most people will never be able to ride or see or experience, you know, especially in a place where we live, Idaho. Like, these cars are very foreign to a lot of people, so it's cool to give them a memorable experience.
So true. That's one of the reasons I've loved purchasing them, is all the reps that are like, hey, I want to drive your car or try it out. And a lot of people don't even have the courage to ask because they're expensive cars, but those that are willing to try it, it's like, I don't know, it's a big motivator, especially for our salespeople, to be like, wow, this was done through this job, I can do the same thing. So
Definitely.
all right, you got to do 0 to 60 for me one more time. And for this next one, we're gonna have Caden record it in the next car we're gonna drive in, which is Garrett's new dream car. All right, now it's time for Mr. Yogi's car. You ready to go for a drive, Garrett?
I'm ready, baby.
Okay, you guys gotta look at this. This is the Mercedes, what is it, Garrett?
AMG GT.
AMG GT. And is this the car you've always wanted, or was this just more of an impulse purchase?
Honestly, keeping up with the Joneses is very real.
This is why we love Idaho, is it's the end of April and it's snowing with freaking 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Colder than a well digger's butt in Siberia.
Is that a phrase?
That's what my grandpa used to always say.
Well digger's butt in Siberia. Yeah. I'm sure that's probably not politically correct these days.
Who knows? No idea what it means.
What I was talking about with Mark is we were talking about all the reasons that purchasing a higher end car makes sense when it doesn't make sense. And one of them that I didn't mention with him, that I know this has been something that you really helped me with purchasing the C8 and then the most recent car that I purchased, which we're gonna talk about that story. But it's just that you get eyes, right? You get eyes on Instagram, on YouTube, you get eyes in person. It's just incredible how much attention and how many conversations it starts while also giving you the frame with a lot of these people that are seeing it. I mean,
oh yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it in my opinion, it is the #1 thing that you can do to give yourself like credibility. No one doubts that you have been successful or anything like that when you're in a fancy car. Even if you haven't been, but you're driving a fancy car, people think that you're balling out. Especially with us, I mean, we've got multiple businesses where one of them, we're recruiting reps and we want to give them the experience. We want them to see what's possible. And a lot of times when you're in high school, when you're in college, the vision or dream for people is that dream car that they've wanted their whole lives. And so it really helps with that. It helps to get eyes, but more importantly,
it's like I've told a lot of our guys, look, when you're making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, once you've invested in rentals, once your passive income can pay for it, you need to spend on the things that, one, you want and you've dreamed for to reward yourself, but two, it does help give validity in the world we live in. As much as you love it or hate it, social media and purchasing and that, like, I know we've recruited against other people, or, you know, I've looked at other channels. Oh, and
Destroyed it.
we just hit a tumbleweed. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
But it does add validity, and it takes away validity if you're making good money and you're trying to mentor or do other things, but you're so frugal that you're not.
Well, like personal branding, that's when your personal brand really exploded. I mean, you were already big, you were known as a successful real estate investor, but I would say like Chandler David Smith, which we got to talk about why you included that. But Chandler David Smith really popped. I would say you like doubled in following in like a 6-month period after you started, you know, buying flashy things a little bit more. For some reason, you can own $12 million in real estate, but unless someone sees that, they don't, you know, it doesn't necessarily attract them.
And I think that's the last point I would make, is for some people, this isn't it, right? Like everybody has their things that they're passionate about, that they like. I love cars, and I would tell you how much I loved cars, but I just didn't have the courage to be that guy because of what other people would think of me. And so not only would it be beneficial to my business, but it was something I wanted, and I was staying away from it because of some of the negative connotations. So okay, slow down. Okay, there's a corner.
I actually drive this thing like a grandpa. That's the first time I've opened it up.
This is sick. And I'm shocked at how much space it gives you.
Yeah.
I think before you bought it, you Googled big man sports cars,
Yes,
right?
I did indeed. That was
Look at that. Look at the space on that.
Yeah, look at this. It
nice
looks
and
tiny
cozy
from the outside too, so it's kind of funny.
So, I have to give the short and condensed version, but now we're gonna go and take you guys in my brand new supercar dream car. This is the car, and Garrett knows I've been talking about it for how long? What,
I mean,
year
probably
and a
3
half?
or 4 years. I think longer than that.
I've been obsessed for the last year and a half, where I can't get it off my mind.
You almost bought it like 3 times over the last year.
Yeah. Then I went down to Utah, and they had the exact spec I wanted, like everything, color, wheels, interior, the car that I wanted. And I said I was gonna do it, and then I backed out, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And that night, Garrett gets me on the phone, talks me into it for like 2 hours straight. He's like, dude, you've almost bought this car dozens of times. You need to do it. We're going. And I'm like, I don't know. But he talked me into going into the dealership. We look at the car. Before I know it, this is on a Saturday, all right? We've got to leave the next day. Garrett talks me into pulling the trigger, but no banks were open, so we couldn't get a loan. So we were gonna have to pay cash for this car to then refi, and the main bank I use wasn't open. There was only one bank that was open that I had some money in, and Garrett had some money in. And so Garrett agreed to loan me a substantial chunk of money. We're not gonna share numbers, a substantial chunk of money, and we both went and drained out money out of our bank accounts. And
Chandler finally paid me back.
We're gonna Caden, blur out the amount that I had to pay him back.
I don't think you need to blur that, baby. I'm a 10% owner. I'm not cashing that.
And so that is how we put it together. We got to the bank literally with 2 minutes before that bank shut down, pulled the trigger on what I considered an impulse purchase, but also something I've been wanting to do forever. And one, it was an incredible, hilarious story that Garrett loaned me the money to pull it off. But that's how it came together. That's a true friend right now. You tell me how many friends you've got out there that would loan you thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to pull the trigger on your dream car on a Saturday when you're out of town, just so that you can put the deal
literally
together.
2 minutes before the bank closed. The bank
It was literally, they were locking the door behind us. Yeah, it was one of those legendary moments we will never forget. So cool. Well, guys, this is Garrett's car. We'll show you a little more footage of it, and then it's time to introduce you to my brand new supercar, dream car, everything I've ever wanted. So we're gonna do that next. Guys, one other thing I failed to mention that I wanna make sure we put in here is you guys have seen the video of Ryan, my good buddy, purchasing my C8 Corvette. Colby purchasing my Tesla Plaid. We've got full videos on those, but all of us worked together and we all decided we wanted to do this together, and it has been absolutely incredible. But here's a little footage of all of us with our cars and the fun we've had the last little bit. Now let go of the brake? Of the brake, yeah. Okay. You just peeled out hard. That was dangerous.
All right, everybody. So now that Chan's not in the car, we get to go fast.
It's way worse when you're not driving. How'd that feel, Curtis?
That was pretty gnarly.
I am gonna hold this with 2 hands for the whole drive. Hey guys, this car is 1,000 times worse when you're not driving.
It's insane. I know.
It's not fun. All right, address why you're in already. You've got 10 seconds.
Number 1, it matches the interior of my car. Number 2, we opened a sneaker store here in Idaho Falls. We'll probably make some videos on that in the future.
Technically hasn't opened yet, but we're getting there.
We did a friends and family. But I took a drippy picture today. So check it out on the Instagram.
All right, perfect.
I think I look good.
All right, guys, it's finally time for the reveal. Hopefully you've liked our reasons for why I believe, and all of us believe, that purchasing a supercar, if you've done the proper steps with creating passive income and building up to a place where you can afford it, how it is one of the best investments that you can make. And now it's time to introduce you to this brand new supercar. The other thing, just to be completely transparent, I did purchase another car that we're gonna introduce to the channel that is right here. We've already made the video for it, but we're releasing it after this video. So remember to like, subscribe, and make sure you smash the little bell so you can catch in our next video or two. We're gonna show you this next car, which I'm also very excited about. But let's turn you around. Guys, this is the 2020 Huracan Evo. I've wanted this car for an extremely long time. I've wanted it in this specific color and spec, and I can't even begin to tell you how overwhelmed with gratitude I am for one, but just, I don't know. I never thought this was even a reality, or could be a reality, I guess, even 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, I've always had big vision and stuff, but at the same time, I did not think I would ever have the courage or be in a financial place where I'd be comfortable purchasing this car. So I'm really excited to have it here on the channel. I'm planning on keeping this for a while and letting you guys experience it with me. And so now let's go on a little drive and we'll go mess around with the guys and I don't know, show you what it's all about. All right, guys, we're gonna do a cold start and then we're gonna take you for a spin. Now, we have taken a culmination of videos over the last little bit, so we're gonna do a mishmash of all that we've got, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I think a lot of people have different views on what you should spend your money on and what you shouldn't, and I'm sure there are lots of people that are judgmental of the way that I've spent my money, but I really believe the whole point of investing in real estate and putting yourself in a good financial place is so that you can live life on your terms. And I think that's what I have loved about the journey of investing in real estate and selling pest control with some of my best friends, is people can say what they want, but at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. And I think that's the big thing I would challenge everyone to do. Maybe you like sports cars, maybe you don't. Maybe you like investing in real estate, maybe you don't. Maybe you want to build your dream house, or maybe you don't. But figure out what you want and reverse engineer your life in a way so that you can have it. And I do think there are massive benefits of owning a car that you love. And I also think that there are massive negatives for some people of owning a car that they can't afford or that they don't love. And so figure out what is important to you and then go and get it. But that being said, I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna start driving. Get it in sport mode. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, the cornering and the acceleration and the whole 9 yards. Just so fun. Here comes Marky Mark. Whoa! That sounded pretty cool. Dude, when you passed us, that was so incredible. That was the coolest thing ever.
It's hard to tell how fast you're going. I was like, I don't know how fast he's going because it's hard to tell.
Yeah. See ya. I left you in the dust there, buddy.
I was texting.
That sounds so good. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future videos where we have multiple real estate deals that are in the process of closing right now that we're gonna talk about. We also have another car and we've got tons of exciting stuff coming up. So make sure you subscribe and we'll look forward to seeing you then.